Hello and welcome to Conversations with. I'm Laura Ratliff, Mrs. Australia International 2020. I'm so excited. We have an amazing lady on today. Brigitte Ow was Mrs. Singapore International. You got it. I can't wait to share with you her story. She has come a long way and is doing so many amazing things for domestic violence, which I will let Brigitte speak on today. And she's also our state director in Queensland for the international pageant. So thanks so much for coming on today, Brigitte.
Good morning, Lauren. Thank you for having me on your program. I'm super excited.
Oh, I am so privileged to have you on. So just walk us through how you got into the pageantry world.
Well, when I left the airline industry, I flew for 7.5 years with Singapore Airlines, and that's one job I thoroughly enjoyed. It's still close to my heart. And when I left, I went into training. So I am still a trainer and have been for the last 32, 33 years. And training in image consultancy, presentation skills, body language. And one day on my way to work, my husband was dropping me off and we saw this huge billboard on the taxi top. And he said, look. He said, there's a pageant coming up. It's called Mrs. Singapore. And I think he was more excited than I was. And he sort of sped up and he says, quick, take the details down, which I did. I took the details down and he says, you've just got to take part. You have to take part in this pageant. And I wasn't too sure because, when you think pageant, you think, oh, the younger girls. And I was married with kids and I said, oh, I don't know, sweetheart, don't know. And he said, no, I'm not taking no for an answer. So to keep him quiet and to make him happy, I sent in my application form. And to my surprise, we were told that there were 600 plus applicants.
Wow.
So that was a bit of a shock for me. 600 over applicants to compete with. So, and that was only the start of my journey, because from 600, we went through quarterfinals, we went through semifinals, and then at the end of the day, we had the finals. So from 600, they shortlisted right down to 20 finalists.
Wow.
And if you were, 20 finalists.
Congratulations.
If you were contestant 1, you were the youngest.
Right.
If you're contestant 20, you were the oldest. I wasn't the oldest, but I was contestant 16, so almost the oldest already. And it was such an experience. And today I remember it as if it were yesterday, because I had so much fun. It was scary at times because, you're looking and competing with girls who are in their 20s, and I was 38 already. And I told myself, I said, you know what, just enjoy it, have fun, and see what comes along. And I remember my sons asking me a very important question, and this is something I think that a lot of queens will ask themselves as well. They asked me, they said, Mom, or Mummy back then, would you be upset if you didn't win? And I said, I have to be really honest. I think every woman wants to win. Every woman wants to win that title, wants to win that crown, but you've got to ask yourself, are you deserving of that crown and that title? I said, and if your answer is yes, then, and it's how you enjoy that journey towards that crowning. I said, I suppose, I would be upset, but if I feel that whoever wins deserves the crown, I will be really happy for her. And I would support her right through it. And when they announced my name as winner, I think the first thing I did was I thanked God, because I prayed and I said, if I'm fortunate enough to make top 3, I said, my winnings, half of which would go back to the church and back to charity.
The moment that I met you, you're filled with grace and beauty from the inside. You still wear your crown. I can see it. That's one thing that you said in one of your trainings was you always are a winner. You constantly are wearing that crown and so forth.
Yes.
And I can see that within you. You're such an inspirational person. So your journey through pageantry was an amazing one. You had so many people that you were competing against. So what were the aha moments through that? Did you learn some things that you didn't realize that you were going to learn through the process?
I think, you know, with the pageant, you've got to believe in the system. You've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to believe in the goodness of people out there. I did a lot of door knocking, you know, for sponsorship, and door knocking on doors with people who I had never met. And you know, it's always that first introduction where you leave not just a good impression, but a lasting one, because they might not be able to help you that particular day, but if you leave a good and lasting impression, there's always tomorrow. And you know, people that have helped me, sponsors that had helped me then, are dear friends of mine till today. We're in touch on Facebook, we chat, and that's what good friends are all about. You don't just get something out of a sponsor and then you forget them once you've won. You don't. You know, being a queen means treating people well, treating people with respect, no matter who they are, what color they are. You know, you are there for a reason. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed, you know, going and meeting new people, introducing myself to them. And I remember one sponsor asking me, and he said, "What's in it for me, Brigitte?" And I said, well, what I can tell you is you will have me 100% backing you up, supporting you, even if I don't win on the international stage. I said, I will always be there for you. And he said, that's good enough for me. And when I emerged second runner-up in the international pageants, I rang all my sponsors from Tyler, Texas, to give them the good news. And they were over the moon. What they told me, and as I tell you this, I've got goosebumps. They said, Brigitte, you were our queen even before you got crowned. So, you know, I've got goosebumps.
Yeah,
you know,
me
so
too.
that means a lot. That means so much to me when you have people believing in you. So that's why I've always said, the crown is always there, you know. The goodness has to be there.
Yes.
You know, and when you're good and when you're kind to people, it comes back. It takes a full circle, it comes back to you, you know. So that's what I've always believed in.
Love that. Shining from the inside out, appreciating people, knowing what your mission is, your purpose.
That's
so
right.
What was your platform through your pageantry days?
My platform was called Believe in Me. I believe in me.
Love it. Love that.
I think all of us have gone through lots of ups and downs. You know, I'll be very surprised if I met someone who said, I've never had it tough. I've never been through ups and downs. My life has just been a breeze. I would take that with a whole bag of salt, not just a pinch of salt, but a whole bag of salt, because we've all had ups and downs. We've all gone through difficult times. We've all had sadness in our life. But I think it's how you come out of it. Definitely how you come out of it. My platform, I believe in me, is there not just for myself, but when I say I believe in me, it's what I want everyone to echo, because they have to believe in themselves. You know, a lot of times people are put down by the ones closest to them, family, friends, and I think people do that because of their own insecurities. You know, they're not confident in themselves, and to make themselves feel better, they put someone else down.
Wow.
So I've always said it makes you stronger, it makes you tougher, because, you know, you've got what it takes. You've got what it takes, and you just have to go forward and say, look, I can do it. When I wanted to become a flight attendant, I remember someone saying, oh, you'll never make it. No. And the same was, oh, you'll never make it as a model. It was always, oh, you'll never make it. And I asked myself, why are people so unkind with their words? You know, you don't get a medal for being unkind, but you get so much satisfaction when you say a kind word to someone, when you say something nice.
Yes.
I get so much satisfaction when I see a smile on someone's face, you know. And I've always said, look, if you can't say anything good or nice, don't say anything at all. Just zip it.
I love that. For people who are listening, thank you so much. Brigitte has the words of wisdom. Every single sentence, there is some magic in there. Believing in yourself, choosing the right words are powerful. Make sure that you are specific in how you deliver a sentence and your intention to that person. I love what you're all about. The reason why I reached over is because I actually have something on my desk that I look at every day. It's called the 4 agreements. I didn't make this up. You can Google it. It's online. And the 4 agreements are basically be impeccable with your words. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions and always do your best. So that's what I kind of go by. And I can see that about you as well. That's amazing. So now you're working on a charity project, which is amazing. It's all about domestic violence. So I'd love to hear more about that.
That's right. Well, my project is called In the Bag, and I've reached out to women to see if they can part with 1 or more handbags. Let's face it, most of us have quite a few in our closets.
We do.
So I'm asking just for 1 for the moment, just for 1 bag. And I've asked these women to fill it up with necessities. So it could be things like shampoo and conditioner, it could be makeup wipes, it could be a hairbrush, maybe a little makeup palette. And this would go to a woman who's either been through domestic violence or is going through domestic violence. It's just something to say, look, we are here for you, we care, and we're here to help you do something about it. And saying that, I've said that domestic violence doesn't just center around women. We've got men who are also in a situation the same as women are. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and move and spread that a little further. So it could be a toiletry bag for men as well.
Wonderful.
We can't forget the men. It has to be both men and women across the board.
Yes, that's wonderful. So especially right now, I know that domestic violence has been around a long time, but right now, because of COVID-19, unfortunately, there's so many people inside going through domestic violence. So if someone is in that situation, what would the words be to that person from you, Brigitte?
I think a lot of times, people tend to blame themselves. They say, oh, I could have done something wrong and that's why I'm in this situation. Never, never, never blame yourself. I think when things like this happen, the abuser feels that he's in control, and it makes him feel a lot stronger, taking it out on someone who is, slightly weaker than him, or, someone who was threatened by him. It makes him feel powerful. So we don't want men or women having to feel that they've done something wrong, because they haven't. They haven't done anything wrong.
Absolutely. I love that. You're amazing. So how do we reach out to you about this program, In the Bag?
Well, you can reach me on my Hotmail, for more information as well. It's Brigitte_Ow at hotmail.com. And I will send you more information as well.
So Brigitte, we have some wonderful news today. You are the State Director for the International Australian Pageant in Queensland. Congratulations, by the way. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So tell us
this
a little
is wonderful news.
Yes, it is. I cannot wait to see, because I love Queensland and the international pageant is all about family. So walk us through what we will see in the next 12 months with the international pageant in Queensland.
Well, being State Director for Queensland, it's like a dream come true, because this is the exact pageant that I won, and the exact pageant that I competed in Texas. So it's something that I'm extremely passionate about. I've always said, when we select, it's quality over quantity. You want to make sure that the right girl is selected to wear the crown. You want to make sure that you've got the right girl representing your country, and you want to make sure you've got the right girl representing the system. Wonderful. It is not just a pretty face. We want someone who sets an example, who sets a standard for the pageant. Girls, there are a lot, plenty of girls around, but finding the right girl, that's the challenge. And that's why we're all here. We work as a team, and I think it's looking way past what we see on the outside, on the physical side, but what she's made of on the inside. And you can tell when you meet someone for that very first time. You know, when I train and when I judge, I always make it a point, and I think you will remember what I said. When we tell you girls something, it is never personal. So don't take it personally. We're trying to teach you what the pageant system is all about. We're trying to show you how you can do better. So never take it personally. Don't break down, don't cry, because we want someone who's tough as well. We don't want someone breaking down the minute we say something. You know, we don't want that. We are here to create strong women, you know, to get women to see, look, I'm tough and I can take whatever's coming my way. Because you have to be tough in this world these days. You've got to be tough if you want to succeed. But when I say being tough, I don't mean being rough and rugged. No, you can still be, you know, beautiful on the outside and on the inside. But you know, you have to believe in yourself to get that strength, and that's what it's all about. That's what the system is all about.
I love that. Believing in yourself. There's that
Yes.
magic word again.
Oh.
Believing in yourself and your mission, because we're all here
Yes.
to be of service. I just love that. Now, for those of you who don't know, the international pageant is all about family, and it's all about being of service. And I got to meet Brigitte in Sydney in February 2020 for the international pageant. And the training that we received in the 2.5 days was mind blowing, because it was so fantastic. We went through dining etiquette, to body language, to stories of these inspirational women and what they're doing in their community. And basically they're all helping, whatever it is. It could be homelessness, it could be children in poverty, and so forth. And the dollars that they've raised, and also the awareness is so important. And Brigitte, you are molding future leaders. I just love what you're doing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. So is there any words of wisdom from Brigitte, like for the ladies that might be looking into the international pageant?
I think it's not just for the ladies in the international pageant, but it's across the board. Like I said, I know that all of us have been through and had issues in our lives. The main thing to remember now is put that aside and start moving on. Don't keep dwelling on it, because when you keep dwelling on it, it is still there. It's holding you down like an anchor, you know, and not just an anchor, but it's going to start pulling you down as well. So yes, you've spoken about it. Now's your time to take that next step and move on to greater things. Don't be stagnant in that area.
Oh, I love that. Brigitte, what do we see in the next 5 years coming from you?
Oh, lots and lots and lots of things.
Wonderful. Just fun.
My mind is constantly buzzing. It's constantly wanting to do this and wanting to do that. But I'm very focused. I'm very, very focused. I think, well, I also volunteer for St. Vincent de Paul. And, it's a little charity shop, and I'm extremely proud working there. It's like my own little boutique, because I dress up the mannequins, and I make sure that when we get customers coming in, that we treat everyone with respect. I address the customers as sir and ma'am, and a lot of times they're very surprised. They say, "Oh, where's that coming from?" So it's coming from the airline experience. But I think everyone should be addressed with respect. Doesn't matter who you are, and it's a place where people can come in. They can get fashion tips, they can get advice on anything, just to let them know that we're not just a charity shop, we're there to help you out no matter what. And big things for the next 5 years. Yes, I want to see our pageant grow. I want it to be on everyone's lips. I want everyone saying, the Mrs. Australia International, the Miss Australia International, the Miss Preteen, the Miss Teen. Oh, it has to be talk. And it has to be positive talking. I want people to say, oh, that's such a wonderful system. I would be proud to represent my country. And that's what it should be. Women also motivating other women. We should never be putting anyone down. Sadly, a lot of times women do that, but we're a different system. We are here to promote complementing other women and raising them up to a level they never thought they could be. So my next 5 years, yes, it's all about our system.
I love that. And I'll be walking right beside you. I just love everything about you and what you're doing. So if there's some ladies out there, a miss, a preteen, or even a missus, and they would, oh, Ms. as well, not to forget.
Yes.
How do we get in contact with you to apply for the international pageant in Australia?
Well, they can get onto our website, and they can also, for the pageant, it's brigitte.ow@outlook.com. And we are on Instagram as well, internationalpageants.au. So it's taking that first step, Laura. It's, not asking yourself, can I do it? You should be telling yourself, I can do it. And just go for it. What have you got to lose? Go for it and experience this new journey, and I can promise you, and I can promise them, they're going to enjoy it. They're going to enjoy it.
I love that, Brigitte. Your story is a little similar to mine. Your husband said you should apply. I was looking to help more kids, to get involved with more charity work. And then I saw the current reigning Mrs. International 2019 and the work that she's doing to help prevent teen suicide. And she's just inspirational. So I looked into it. I shared it with my husband. My husband was like, you should totally do it. It would help you help more kids. And so that's how I got into the wonderful world of pageantry. And now I'm able to help children in poverty. And I'm launching a book, and the funds will go towards these kids. And it's just such a fun and exciting journey. And then you get to meet amazing women like yourself along the way.
Well, I think it's wonderful when you get to meet women who are, along that same, on the same channel, on the same page as you are, who think alike, who are positive, Like I said, look, everyone's gone through something or other, everyone. Yeah. When I lost my husband, I asked myself, I said, the easy way out would have been to just stay in bed and cry my eyes out nonstop. That would have been the easy way out. And, having two young boys, my sons were only 8 and 13. I said, no, I had to get out of bed and push myself to the max. Working 2 jobs, just trying to make ends meet. But it's made me see that nothing is impossible, Laura. If you set your mind on doing something, that strength takes over, and I think a lot of women has what it takes. It's there, but they haven't found it yet. So dig deep and bring that strength out onto the outside. When I look back, it was a very emotional and very sad journey for my boys and I. And when we moved to Australia, it was a new journey for us. It was a starting point again, and it gave the boys a new start, and it helped me to heal as well. And when you talk about the sad times, you heal. But like I said, you cannot dwell on it. You need to take that next step and move on. We will always have them in our hearts. They're always in our minds, and they will want to see us move ahead. So that's my message.
You are a beautiful heart queen, Brigitte. I'm getting goosebumps. Thank you so much for sharing your story today. You are a shining light. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My very pleasure. Thank you so much, Laura.
That's the show today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Brigitte's words are powerful. Go back and listen to her again. She's got so many tips and tricks within her words and her conversation and her stories. She's absolutely inspirational. So that's Laura Ratliff today, guys, with Conversations With. If you'd like to follow my journey to helping children in poverty, please do go to my website, laurajaneratliff.com. I'll see you on the next show.